Hi. I'd like to read another letter if you don't mind. Hey, Tom. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you also. Glad that you and your son got to spend some quality time together recently. Yeah, that was a highlight of my year. That was amazing. Thank you. Anyway, I was going to ask you to share your thoughts on coping with small town, community, city, neighborhood, etc. Shunning of victims, narcissists, and their flying monkeys. That is currently the situation in the upper Midwest town I live in, and many of us bear the scars of the local, powerful narcissists inflict on normal people. Many of us suffer immense shame, loneliness, isolation, and humiliation caused by the control over every aspect of our life that narcissists who run our town have. I guess this would translate roughly into stories of how you survived the snubbing from your neighbors due to the character assassination and gaslighting campaigns of your narcissist has launched against you. Thanks, Tom, and I hope that 2008 affords you some real relief from your health issues and the stresses they cause. Blessings to you and yours, and feel free to use my username, which is Not Born Yesterday. Not born yesterday. Thank you so much for your letter. Yeah, I know about that. I have some advice. I moved, but I didn't move because I wanted to move. I moved because I had to move, not because of narcissism, because of financial issues that I had several years ago. Some of you might remember. So, what I would suggest is this: the number one thing to do is make yourself happy. Don't worry, as like I used to do all the time, about wondering if I'm making that person happen. If that person's staring at me, what do I need to do to make that person like me? Please remember all this. We are conditioned to people please. We are conditioned to want to be liked and loved. So we overtly go out and try to find it. And we care. We over scrutinize. Does that person like me? Did I say something wrong about this subject? Does that person know? Has that person been lied to? And trying. Like yourself, number one. And the rest is all noise. As long as they're not inflicting any harassment on you, as long as any town officials are not overly harassing you or causing you stress on purpose, who cares? I know that sounds like an easy answer, but you gotta focus on yourself. And time after no contact will really, really help you do that. Now, there are people in control, like the little community that I live in, which is the senior community. You have people that have nothing else to do with their time except just annoy other people. I don't care about that. I care about my little space. I care about my close section of friends. I care about my dog. I care about you. I care about myself, number one. Number two, when you're in a conversation with somebody, whether you just meet them or you've known them for a little bit, listen to what they're talking about. Listen to what they're asking you. And that's going to determine where they stand. If they start asking you questions, your knock alarm is going to go off right away. If they start asking you questions about, oh, I heard about this, that, and the other, do not feed into that. Do not give them that supply. Who are they to want to have to know this? Who are they to want to have to be in a position that's going to bother you? They're no one. If they're not close to you, screw them. Care about yourself. That's the number one thing, is to make sure you're making yourself happy. Yes, I did a video a while back on loneliness, and it is devastating. I know that. But you know what? It's what I needed at that time, that loneliness. I really needed to be alone with my own thoughts, not have anyone around me. I was in that paranoia state because I was so used to people asking me questions only for their own means. And after time, I was able to really realize what their true alternative methods were. why they were asking me such questions, why they wanted to befriend me. So my radar is always up on that. And I try to keep it in check. I don't try to overly read something. I try to see where it's truly coming from. You have to make yourself happy. That's how I survived. That's how I survive every day. I do things to make me happy. After I know somebody for a while, after I feel comfortable with them and it's safe with them, after a while, then I'll let them know me. And then all of a sudden, I'll automatically want to make them happy, care about what their feelings are. Right now, care about yourself. We have that history, man. We have that history of wanting to people please, wanting to be overtly out there and connect with people. That's a human thing, right? But if we're damaged by somebody who we cared about and we thought cared about us, we're going to open up a little bit too much and we're going to feed in to what their real true methods are. So give it time, listen closely, watch closely, and don't give a rat's butt what they're thinking about, because it really has no direct reflection or action on you. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. You know why? Because I do the right thing. I'm kind. I'm courteous. Here's another thing you might want to try. Giving back to the community, volunteering somehow. Let others who don't know you or who have not been infected by a narcissist see the person that you truly are. And you know what happens then? After a while, they're going to come across the idea and they're going to start thinking, that's a nice person, which you are. But they're going to start overtly seeing it. Then they're going to question, any of those rumors I've heard before? How could that be? If they were already infected, over a little bit of time of seeing that you are the nice person that you put out there, that it's not going to make sense to them. They're not going to be able to put the two together. Don't isolate yourself because of the fear of what somebody may be thinking, that somebody may have heard. I can't tell you how many times looking back that I thought that narcissists got to them. They already know I'm a piece of shit. Why I spent time around them, and I was hurting myself and I didn't even know it. And looking back again, most of the times was just me and that paranoia of constantly knowing that that narcissist in my life was gaslighting other people, was just lying and shaming me. So I automatically had that trigger that anyone I came across was like that. But if you keep in mind that you are the most important person to you and you don't give a rat's butt what anyone else thinks, just be you and enjoy that time. Every minute that we start thinking about what other people think about us, we're giving up our own happiness. I said in a video not too long ago, we only have a finite amount of time on this earth. Let me ask you, do you want to spend that finite time that we have worrying about other people, having them take up the rent in our head? Oh, excuse me. So I'm sorry about that. I was expecting an important phone call and that was it. In closing, moving out of the way is never going to be the answer, because you're going to run into nasty people, narcissists, just cruel people wherever you go, whatever town you move to. So to deal with living in the town that you're at, focus on you. Do what makes you happy and screw all the rest of the noise, because that's just what it is. It's noise. Live your life with happiness. I hope this has helped, and I'm wishing you peace. You take care of yourself first. Thank you.